paddlers. Today I'm at Aztalan State Park, about 50 miles west of downtown Milwaukee, just outside of Lake Mills, Wisconsin. Aztalan is the most significant archaeological find in the state of Wisconsin, discovered by European settlers in 1835. Aztalan was inhabited by about 500 Native Americans from about 900 AD to about 1200 AD. The inhabitants here were Mississippian people, said to have come from Cahokia, Illinois, which is now St. Louis area. Nobody knows why, but this civilization was just up and abandoned in about the year 1300. The site is home to two very large flat-top mounds, and it is encircled by a fence made of timbers, probably at one point covered in clay. The fence is a reproduction, but based on the archaeological digs, this is what they hypothesized the whole perimeter of this civilization was surrounded by, possibly indicating these were a people that were at war. Archaeological digs of this site have produced thousands of artifacts that are on display in an Aztalan museum just outside the state park. They've discovered burned human remains and the remnants of a young girl buried on one of these monuments, with many very elaborate exotic clam shells that are not at all native to this area, indicating that she was possibly of royalty. Now, as interesting as the Native American history is, that's not exactly why I'm here today. The Crawfish River runs right through the state park, and it's kind of windy today. I thought open water might not be the best choice. I haven't paddled the Crawfish River except for just a little bit near Jefferson, and I thought, hey, today's the day to give that a shot, so let's get on the water. I sure am glad I brought one of my smaller boats with me today. I've got a 12-foot Perception Tribute with me, because that is as close as I can get to the water. I'm barely into my journey and I've already seen 3 egrets and see a couple of more up ahead. I believe the state park is only on the west side of the Crawfish River, and this area is just not very developed right around the Crawfish River, so I do have high hopes of seeing a lot of migratory birds on this stretch of the river. Look at them all up there. I can see 5 of them just from here. They're a little skittish. I probably won't get really close to them, but very cool start to this paddle. Early to mid-season in south central Wisconsin, we have had a ton of rain, and I was avoiding rivers for a little while. A lot of them just weren't very safe due to high water, but most of the rivers have receded back down to normal levels, and I'm really pleasantly surprised that paddling against the current on the Crawfish River is not hard at all. The Crawfish River was definitely a good choice for today. It's a gorgeous Saturday, although quite windy. I can hear a lot of wind rustling through the treetops, but I'm so protected from the wind down here. I know there's a lot of people out paddling today. I've seen kayaks on dozens of cars on my way here, but they're definitely not here. I'm about 2 miles in and I haven't seen another soul yet. Our peace and tranquility on the Crawfish River is about to be momentarily disturbed, as we head under I-94 that goes between Milwaukee and Madison. South central Wisconsin is very rich in its Native American history. So if you're intrigued by the civilization that once existed at Aztalan State Park, you might want to check out my video from last summer from Rock Lake, also in Lake Mills. I go into a little bit about the mysterious pyramid rock formations they found underneath Rock Lake. You can also come to Aztalan State Park and learn more about that civilization. There's also a Aztalan Museum, not affiliated with the state park, but owned and operated by a family that has farmed the land around the state park for about 20 years. I just saw a bald eagle, which every single time I see one, I think is cool as hell. I grew up in the Chicago suburbs in the 70s when bald eagles may as well have been unicorns. They were endangered, and even if they weren't, they sure didn't live in DuPage County. So that's pretty cool every time I see one, except more often than that, it's where my GoPro is not pointed, of course. The Crawfish River originates up in Columbia County, flows through the city of Columbus and south until it gets to Jefferson County and meets the Rock River. The only other time I've been on the Crawfish River was just a really little bit outside of Jefferson. And if you want to see one of the cool, most fun, unconventional things I've ever done while kayaking, you've got to check out the Rock River Surprise from last summer. It is, I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but it was just like the coolest damn thing I have ever kayaked to. I was just about to say that I see absolutely no sign of humans, and then I run into this, whatever that is. Somebody? Anybody? What is that? Well, I don't know what that was, but from a distance it looked like a coffin, and it's not that, so that's good. Well, there's somebody's entire pier that probably got washed away when we had high waters very recently. And this river is too beautiful to have crap like this in it, so that's gonna have to come with me. What's your guesses on this relic? Hot sauce? Soy sauce? The paddle the crawfish liver. The crawfish liver? Yeah, I paddled liver. When I attempted to paddle the Crawfish River last year in Jefferson, we were in the middle of a drought and it got real shallow really fast. And I want to say I had my Kevlar boat with me that day, so I didn't want to mess it up, so I stayed on the Rock River for the most part on that paddle. But this river is 80 miles long. There's lots of places to launch, and right now this is like the sweet spot. The water has gone down from our flood stage considerably. The current is not even very detectable, even going upstream. And I'm only able to check out a few miles of that 80 today, but definitely a place I'm going to come back. There they are again, egret paradise. I can see 6 of them. All egrets. thank you. I think there's no way to do this without getting sloppy. There are not enough days in the summer, or dollars in my bank account for that matter, to paddle all the places I want to paddle. But I am making the best of every single day I have available to me. Thanks for coming with on the Crawfish River. I'm definitely gonna be back to the Crawfish to see different stretches of the river. If you haven't yet, please subscribe so you don't miss any of my next adventures. I'll see you next time.